ABC4 News at 10 starts now.
And good evening. It's great to have you with us on this Sunday night. I'm Nick McGurk. We do start tonight with an Amber Alert issued around 7:30 p.m. tonight, and that 7-year-old girl later found in Salt Lake City. Here's what we know tonight. According to authorities, a 14-year-old suspect allegedly took her guardian's car, left her Riverton residence with her 7-year-old sister. Now, they were found around 8 p.m. tonight near Liberty Park in Salt Lake. We're going to continue to follow this investigation, bring you the latest updates on air and online at abc4.com. Well, a grisly discovery to tell you about: possible animal abuse in St. Pete County. Scores of dead sheep and lambs, and for those alive, they appear to be malnourished. ABC4's Marcos Ortiz now with that story.
The neighbor who found this says he's had enough. He wants this stopped. So he says that he's contacted the St. Pete County Sheriff's Office as well as the Department of Agriculture, but we've not been able to confirm that. Before we proceed with this story, however, a word of warning. Some of these images are graphic.
The owner of the property, he doesn't care, and it's bad.
This week, Tony Canterbury stumbled upon a site he claimed was disgusting and wants something done about it. He lives in St. Pete County near the owner of these sheep. He became concerned when he got closer and took these images of the animals.
It made me sick. I've told this guy to get his sheep vaccinated. I've told him, they've got worms, and he just kept ignoring it.
A friend was with him as well. Being a rancher, he didn't like what he saw either.
I about fell off the chair. I've never seen death in my life that was not needed to happen. I've seen sheep eating the wool off of other sheep. There's at least 40 carcasses laying out there that are dead and just barely starting to rot.
This is one of those sheep whose wool had been removed from others searching for alfalfa in the wool. Canterbury says he came across at least a dozen dead lambs, and he says there were too many carcasses scattered throughout the area.
That's how the owner of the property leaves them. Wherever they fall, they fall.
The location of the sheep pens are in St. Pete County near Canyon View Drive and Oak Ridge Drive. According to the two men, the Department of Agriculture and the Sheriff's Office have been notified.
This is just something that I saw that needed to be dealt with, and we'll let the law do what the law needs to do.
We were unsuccessful in trying to reach the owner of these animals. In the newsroom, Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 News.
Okay, thank you, Marcos. Today in West Valley City, a hit and run involving a bicyclist leaves that person on the bike in serious condition. This happened at the intersection of 4100 South and 4800 West about 2 p.m. this afternoon. Now, police say the cyclist was crossing the street at the intersection when a driver hit them in the crosswalk. Police say the gray SUV then drove off. West Valley Police Lieutenant Jason Vincent saying the victim is in the ICU at an area hospital.
There's always an uptick when things heat up for people to want to go outside. If motorists could strive to be less distracted and more aware of their surroundings, it would increase the likelihood for these things to diminish.
Police are asking the public, just keep an eye out for that gray SUV. It's likely going to have significant damage to the front of that vehicle. An update to a story we brought you last night at 10. A woman hits and kills 2 cyclists in Washington, Utah. Now, according to her statement from police, the suspect allegedly had a medical issue. It caused her to inadvertently swerve and hit 2 cyclists. They're from California, in town for a local bike race. Now, another witness statement also released from police says it didn't appear that the woman was going to stop after hitting the 2 men on bikes, and the witness had to follow her for a few hundred feet before she proceeded to stop her vehicle until police did arrive. A Payson man allegedly rams his ex-girlfriend's car multiple times over the course of several miles, this from Orem to Provo. Now, the woman called police to report he was actively pursuing her, repeatedly striking the back of her car. Once officers were able to stop the man, they had to pull the suspect from the car, the victim saying this pattern of behavior happening for the last several months, and he was arrested for domestic violence 6 months ago against the same victim. So if you or somebody you know is dealing with a domestic violence or intimate partner situation, you can seek free confidential help. You can call that number on your screen. And of course, if this is an emergency, folks, call 911. Okay, switching gears now. Meteorologist Doug Iverson joining us now. And Doug, a pretty nice day, a little windy, and changes ahead.
Yeah, definitely some changes. And we were a little cooler than we have been today. Only hit 50 in Salt Lake City this afternoon. As you can see, that's below average. We are going to warm up, though, before our next storminess moves in. There's the record. Wow, 81 degrees. That's hard to believe. So cool out there today. Right now, we're at 46 in Salt Lake City, 49 over in Windover, Elko at 41. Already below freezing in Ely. St. George, you're at 59 degrees. Satellite radar map actually showing some rain to our west and some snow up in Box Elder County. A lot of this not even really reaching the ground, but it just goes to show that things are changing in our atmosphere, and looks like that rain will be reaching our ground. I'll tell you when with your forecast coming up.
Okay, thank you, Doug. Well, another weekend of travel problems at airports. Airlines are just struggling again with staffing shortages. JetBlue Airlines hit the hardest this time around, having 191 canceled flights. That's nearly 20% of the schedule, and that's according to online tracker FlightAware. Now, Alaska Airlines and Spirit Airlines also dealing with issues that left many of their passengers unable to reach their final destinations. Okay, let's talk about the Biden administration facing growing concerns from economists. They fear that this rising inflation could spark a recession. It comes as Americans continue to face rising prices. You know this, folks, the grocery store, the gas pump. And in February, U.S. inflation hit a 7.9%, so that's another 40-year high. Washington correspondent Raquel Martin now with more.
Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers says Americans may need to brace for a recession as early as next year.
Painful fact is that historically, when we've had inflation above 4 and we've had unemployment below 4 since World War II, that's been followed by a recession.
Summers worked for Democrat Bill Clinton, but told NBC's Meet the Press he agrees with Republicans who blame Democrats' multi-billion-dollar spending bills for skyrocketing prices.
We were injecting too much demand into the economy.
Summers says the only hope is the Federal Reserve, if it can find a way to raise interest rates and gently slow down business investment and consumer spending.
It's not going to be easy.
On CBS's Face the Nation, Loretta Mester, president of Cleveland's Federal Reserve, says she's confident consumers will get a break next year.
I think inflation will remain above 2% this year and even next year, but the trajectory will be that it will be moving down.
On Fox News Sunday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the Biden administration is working to combat historic inflation.
Going to constantly monitor our economic data.
She says many Americans still need help recovering from the pandemic. This week, the administration extended the federal pause on student loans through August.
Exactly the wrong thing to do.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell says delaying payments only adds more fuel to the fire.
This administration just can't seem to get their act together on the economy.
In Washington, Raquel Martin.
And the federal government will be releasing March inflation numbers coming up on Tuesday. All right, how about this? Southern California now. Take a look at this car. It is dangling over the edge of a retaining wall. That is not something you see very often or ever. It's according to our sister station in LA. The driver appeared to have overshot the parking space while backing into that spot. That's crazy. The driver did report they're okay from that incident. To Florida now. Walgreens is on trial beginning tomorrow for allegedly fueling the opioid crisis. And the center of the state's argument being they sold over 2.2 million opioid tablets in one single store in a town of 12,000 people. Also, claims show they supplied 250,000 doses of oxycodone to a pharmacy with just 3,000 people in that town. Walgreens says in a statement they are prepared for trial. Coming up in this newscast, tonight's worth watching. Craig gives us a look at the different spring fashion trends over the years and how they've evolved.